That's why coming up. Reed, let's go. Serious, they brought everybody up.
Hey, everybody. So we're in Sheridan, and apparently the cops have been called up to the courtroom. We went to observe court tonight in Sheridan.
They're refusing to let him in court.
They're refusing to let this guy in the building. He has court. So he's standing up there. So this judge, this municipal judge in Sheridan, is what I would call under scrutiny for inability to serve on the bench. So Johnny Bravo and his brother and myself came to observe open court tonight, and everything was fine. There were some questions earlier that I had when we were here earlier today. This judge has, it's just called an order. There's no municipal code attached to it. There's no state law attached to it, nothing. It's just an order on the wall
At least he still has respect.
in a frame next to the police department window downstairs, and it says that you can't bring any weapon in here. So, but he contradicts what he's saying in his quote-unquote order. So I had some questions for the clerk, and she said that she was going to get some answers for me, and I told her I'd be back at 5:30 tonight to get some answers. And she didn't have any answers for me. So now the cops are up here escorting people out, no doubt. Oh my God, what a bunch of pussies. Long story short, this old man judge, oh boy, who's now being wheeled out in a wheelchair.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Here he is. He asked me if I had any questions. And the court administrator told me that I could ask him what my questions were. So I did. I asked him what authority he wrote that order under. And he said, I'm the judge. I said, okay, with all due respect, judge. Look at him, escorting the judge out here. That's the judge for Sheridan, y'all. And ultimately, he didn't have an answer for me. So he got pissed off and told me that he was going to hold me in contempt. And this woman here burst out in court, right there, that's helping him in the car. She burst out, you need to leave, you're disrupting court, which I wasn't at all. So we're going to get those transcripts. This guy can't even drive. He's got memory issues. He had no clue what the hell was going on in the courtroom. He asked the clerk the same question about several cases repeatedly, over and over and over. He had no idea what the monitors were on the wall. And he wanted to know if we were visiting. He wanted to know if we were defendants, victims, whatever. We said, no, we're just visiting. This guy is not fit to serve.
He was giving traffic classes to people with paraphernalia charges.
Yeah, he was so confused with what the hell's going on. So when he told me he was going to sentence me, yeah, look at this. This woman is his aide.
Well, first thing is,
she's his aide.
Do you guys have any questions? You asked a legit question. He got mad,
Yep.
And then he threatened to send you to jail, so
Yep.
he just got the fuck out of there.
Yep. So then all the cops came up. He said, I'll put you in jail for 60 days and there'll be no bond. Shit you not. I shit you not.
After he just asked you if you had a question, and then when you asked it, that all of a sudden you're going to go to jail.
This dude gets wheeled in here in a wheelchair. I mean, holy shit, dude. You need to retire. What are you violent losers up to tonight? You get your fingers out of your ass yet, Bruce? For a good sniff? Yeah, he did. He just stuck his fingers up his nose. Quit sticking those up your lieutenant's ass, you dummy! You poor, poor thing! Oh, that's not Bruce. That's Marquez. So they locked this dude out of the building and wouldn't let him into court. So that judge kept just sitting there after he was going to hold me contempt. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just not going to argue with you. I'm the judge. I said, perhaps you need to retire. And that's when he said, I'm going to tell you, you better think long and hard about what you're going to say next, because I'm going to throw you in jail with no bond for 60 days. Look at the corrupt fucks of the planet. Corruption monitors. That fucking judge. $150, $150, $150. We just wanted to observe and understand what this order was that he put on the wall. And so apparently the court clerk administrator doesn't have that answer for us. Apparently it's the senile judge that owns this whole building, and so he makes any orders that he wants, and then if you question that or call them out on it or ask for what their authority is on that, you'll go to jail.
It's funny how you didn't sign the administrative order, though, huh?
Yeah, funny that the judge didn't sign Dev's administrative order on the no recording. Yeah, so this was a shit show tonight. I've been wanting to view what goes on in that courtroom, and you know, with all due respect for judicial process, we did nothing wrong in the courtroom. He engaged us, and he didn't like my question. He asked me if I had a question. And so I questioned his order that he has on the wall. And it contradicts what he wrote from number 1 to like number 4, where he says you can't bring it in the court. But then at the top of this order, it says you can't bring it in the building. So what is the authority here? And I simply asked him when he asked me if he had the question. I said, is that written into charter?
He said you're looking at the authority or whatever
Yeah,
it was.
he
Just
did.
like, oh, I'm the authority.
Yeah. He had no answer to be able to cite what his authority was over this entire building. And really the city of Sheridan, because that's the question at hand. And the cops don't want to answer the question about carrying weapons into this building.
Or him answering a question about when you said, all right, well, then show me the lawful reason that backs that up. And the minute you said that,
Yeah.
you're going to jail
Yep.
because I don't have that answer.
Yeah, he lost his
exactly.
shit. So here's what happens in Sheridan during court processes. They hire the security guy who wands you, who, by the way, hit me in the ass tonight with the wand. People wonder why I have an issue with men wanding or with the wand in general. There you go. You got little fucking pervy boy in there. Hit my ass with the wand. Not the first time to happen to me. Not the last time. I'm fucking sick of it. So we do this during court, but during city council meetings, you can just walk in.
Yeah.
Anybody can just walk in.
Didn't notice that either.
And if you guys watched my live stream earlier, when I closed that live stream, I made a statement about what Martinez had put in writing. That's now a pinned comment on that last live stream. You need to go watch it. And you're going to understand why I'm asking these questions. because Martinez wants to rally people to come here and make public comment and really pull out this, if you got a problem, you're going to see us exercising our Second Amendment. This is interesting. This is an interesting violent faction of a propensity for violence. And we're the ones being accused of, I don't know, sending death threats. I don't know. Martinez is not rocking in a level rocking chair. Let's just say that, okay? And that fucker is, I fully believe, orchestrating violence. You know, the whole paid actor thing during the George Floyd protests and the real paid criminals that were planted to incite violence? Don't think that this crazy fucker Martinez isn't capable of that. As he sits back while Bruce puts his fingers up his ass and everything's smelling peachy, huh? I'm glad we just caught that on camera. You just saw how old that judge was. And he brings an aide here who interrupted court to tell me that I needed to leave.
After asking if you had a question, that's the thing. You add, hey, you got a question? Hey, here's my question. Oh, wait, I'm not going to answer that. Well, okay, back it up with a lawful thing. Wait a minute, man. You need to get the fuck up out of here. You're going to jail.
Yeah.
That's literally what happened.
Yep.
I think that guy just got a continuance because they just shut down the court because of that. And that's why he came out like, woo, because he was already late.
Did you? Okay.
Plus, the judge was too old. This guy came in with the drug paraphernalia thing, and he was so used to just putting that, oh, okay, Sloan's driving school for $150, and he just kept thinking that each case was the same, and he just gave this guy a driving school thing when he had nothing to do with driving. Even he looked at the judge and was like, wait, what? And Regan and I looked at each other like, what? And he's like, oh yeah, my bad. So this guy was like literally off his rocker tonight. I don't think he was.
I think he's just completely off his rocker. So you've got a violent police force backed up by a rogue city manager who's writing administrative orders. Then you've got the court system in this municipality collecting revenue out the yang by filtering people through here in front of a senile judge. Nobody's to question or ask anything, or you're going to jail.
Everything is dismissed if you pay a fine. You notice that?
Yep.
Everything was dismissed.
Everything was dismissed.
As long as you could pay something.
And you pled guilty to defective vehicle.
As long as you pled guilty and you could pay something, I'll dismiss it.
Yep.
And that one guy, two cases were in there that weren't even supposed to be even seen by a court. Remember he said, well, now how'd you even get pulled over? He said, well, I got pulled over, but the guy never gave me a ticket or charged me with what he pulled me over for. So then he's sitting in here for why? Even the judge was like, why'd you even come in? Fine, it's dismissed. Like, this is waste.
Oh, but it'll be $25.
But we need your money, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, $25.
It's all a money thing over here.
And then there's some very bizarre case here going on for a very large amount of restitution that's very questionable for the authority of a municipal judge. I mean, to make an order of $10,000 or more of restitution, and this is not state charges. So there's some shit going down in here. And I'll tell you what, people, they were frickin' clueless to their rights. Nobody was questioning they were just pleading guilty. Oh yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, ain't no thank you. Ain't nobody challenged nothing in there.
There is some bad shit going down in this entire operation, and this was the piece that I really wanted to see put together in that courtroom. And when that judge is questioning people, and then he has no citation to offer about what his authority is, and he resorts to telling you, shut up or I'm going to throw you in jail, you know you got some serious fucking problems here. So this is an unraveling, and it's going on, and it's pretty trippy.
What goes to the top, and he looks like he's the top because he wrote that out in like 2005. He was like, I don't even care when I wrote it out.
Yeah.
My authority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what he
Yeah,
said.
so
That's what he said. So at any rate, yeah, cops went back inside so they could all regather and get back out there on the streets and get all these people in front of this judge for the $150 to $250 fine a pop.
violation.
Crazy shit in here. Crazy shit. You don't ask questions or you go to jail. All right, y'all. Well, we're calling it a night.
Yeah, we'll
Wait,
call it
where's
a
your
night.
pad?
Right here.
Look at our notes.
Yeah,
we
we got
took
some notes.
Because
Wood's
you know your
brother.
eyes record things.
There's a fossil. She was
So-
being a smart ass up in there.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
my favorite. Clint Eastwood's brother. He was sitting up there.
That judge, you guys, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. So, but at any rate, Monday is the city council meeting. And if you guys want details for civil redress protest / homeless outreach on Monday, email me, please, because it's all going to take place right here. And I said earlier in my live stream that the city of Sheridan hadn't responded to my request for a block party. They have. So I'm going to get in the car and talk about that. We're freezing. We got to go,
I'll
right?
see you guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you for showing up too.
Thank you, Zach.
Appreciate you.
Really appreciate you.
I'm trying to support you, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I support you.
thank you.
You're scared, and I'm coming with you.
No handcuffs.
But
Bye, JB. Thank you. See you later. Let's start the car. So, yeah, that was pretty wild. So that judge brings an aide with him, a personal caregiver, to court because he can't walk. You saw it. He's in a wheelchair. The guy is an old school FU. You're going to do your time because I have authority. JB was saying, you know, he's the kind of guy that when his grandkids show up, even they stay away from him. And if they're near him, he's asking them for $20. I mean, this guy and some of the racial slurs coming out of this guy's mouth to the Hispanic community. Yeah. And some guy didn't show up to court 4 times. He had 4 FTAs. And the judge asked him why. And he said, I don't like that. You're lying to me. That's $50 for each time you didn't show up to court. And that was on top of his fine. Okay. So Sheridan has this issue with hitting the homeless for things like no bike taillight at night. And I had heard from some of the homeless community that they would never step foot in this courtroom. Now I know why. This Judge Kimmel has been here something since like 1974 here in the city of Sheridan. So he definitely thinks that he owns the place. No doubt about it. And this was somebody who couldn't make it at a higher level court. Again, this is a municipal judge, an attorney, not even a magistrate. The guy could never make it, even as an attorney. This is where they land. This is where these tyrants land. And then it festers. And it's been festering since 1974 here. So, you know, naturally, when a judge tells you they're going to throw you in jail and hold you in contempt for 60 days, you better leave. But the fact that that's going on, it's not the first time. So I wondered whose car that was parked in that circle in the little handicap spot. That's the judge's caregiver who brings him to court in a wheelchair. Holy shit. And the city council just approved rehiring that guy. I shit you not. And it's because he collects money for them. A lot of money. What you could have seen tonight in this courtroom. Unreal. Unfreaking real. There was no disruption in that courtroom. We're going to get those, no, we'll see. I want that audio file. So that'll be my next records request. We'll see if they retain it. Also, here's another little tidbit. In my last live stream, I said I was going in there to request body cam footage of Marquez. They want to charge me $150 for less than 5 minutes of body cam footage. All I requested was that interaction that we recorded where Marquez was making contact with my new friend Chris and running his ID. So, yeah, Bruce is going to hurt somebody. He absolutely is. What's going on here in Sheridan is something everybody really needs to continue to pay attention to. Those cops are being encouraged to do it. Okay? They're being encouraged to create opportunities to have deadly encounters with people. It's true. Martinez comes from Denver. He's a fuck up. He's a complete fuck up. And fuck ups do bad shit. And the guy, like I said, he ain't rocking on a level rocking chair. The shit he put in writing. So, at any rate, $150 for this body cam footage because there'll be redaction. There'll be redaction of Marquez running this guy's criminal history. Remember when Chris handed over his ID? Nobody's probably seen the video. Army Vets Rights Defender published the interaction. You could go see it on his channel. And it literally was probably less than a 5-minute interaction. But Chris, the homeless friend, showed him his ID. He didn't need to do that, but he did. Yeah, Snarky, I am in danger because we're costing them more money than they can get out of us. Abso-freaking-lutely. Thank you. So, look, City Council meeting is here on Monday. I got a lot of things I wanna talk about. We're not gonna back down from this City Council meeting. You know, DMA and I are getting these death threats, but they include our family too, right? And our addresses, and they're going to torch our house. They're going to publicly murder us. But by all accounts, all the emails that we've gotten, we should have already been dead. So, like I said, I feel pretty strongly that those emails are coming from, you know, Those losers that get on YouTube and try to use other people's material to create channels of their own because they're too stupid to create any content for themselves while sitting in the basement making animal sounds to themselves while their mom is upstairs making a macaroni and cheese. I mean, I feel very strongly that's probably where these emails are coming from. But nonetheless, when you've got national attention, you never know when that's going to spark the lunatic who looks for an opportunity for a mass shooting. And when you've got Martinez bringing people to city council to defend him, you know the shit's deep. When government's doing this bang up job that they're doing, they don't call on people to come defend their actions when they don't even know what the hell's going on. Remember the guy that made public comment that said he was his friend and, you know, he wanted to resort to violence to take care of this, but he figured that probably wasn't a good idea. You never heard Devin Granberry or Martinez throwing a fit over that level of announced violence. They didn't denounce any of it. City council didn't. They all had smiles on their faces, as a matter of fact. I fully believe that this city council and this police force want the violent interactions to happen. And I think there are players being placed for that to occur. I really absolutely do. They're making it a little bit too obvious that they know that they're caught red-handed. So we're not going to get that body cam footage because the evidence tech says he needs 3 hours to redact any conversations, anything in the visual part. Apparently it's going to take him 3 hours, and their rate here is $50 an hour. Look, we have a serious problem with this body cam situation in Colorado. Everybody thought this was just the end all when we passed a law that said all law enforcement has to have body cams by 23. Except they left all these nuances in the law that didn't define the transparency pieces of why they wanted the body cams to begin with. So now we can't even get body cam footage. You got agencies making up shit on the fly. I've got Inglewood over here telling me to get Nicole's body cam footage. Remember when they literally beat up Nicole to steal her home? Bruised her up to no get out? Remember I made that body cam request, 2 months ago? I paid a $25 deposit. I'm still dealing with that. And now they want to know if I want them to move forward with the redactions. I said I need an estimate before I can commit to that. And she says, I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take me. I'll have to get into it and then I'll let you know. But I know we max out at $250. Okay, so what do you want? A $250 deposit? I mean, they literally get to make up these estimates on the fly. And last time, and they get to keep the money. And last time that I was... Look at these fucking stupid cops are still out here. Look at these dumb fuckers. They're so afraid. They're just trying to make this more than it is. Look. Hey, fuckers! Go inside, you fucking worthless dumb fucks! Go inside! You're fucking worthless! Every one of you! Are you trying to create violence? Is that what you're doing? Go jerk each other off. It's the only thing you really know how to do correctly, I'm sure. losers. You thug-ass bitches. And this is a peaceful protest. Fuckers. Who's this shining their lights on my car? Yeah, time to go. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, we're back. Sorry. All right. There's a lot of bad shit going down here. I'm telling you. Okay, so back to this body cam situation. So I've said before, I wanted to take a break from some homeless stuff so I could start focusing on some of this body cam stuff. I didn't take my break soon enough to be able to go lobby a legislator to say, hey, because our legislative session has already started in Colorado. So I'm too late. So I'm probably going to have to wait till the end of this legislative session, unless I can get somebody's attention. You know, some Democrat that wants transparency in law enforcement, and say, hey, you guys, you got to clean this up, because you said we needed body cams for transparency, and now the public, we can't get any transparency. We can't get the body cam footage. The last time I requested body cam footage from Inglewood, that's where I was at. They give me redacted footage, and they don't tell me that it's redacted. I go file a complaint on the cop because, from my standpoint, with the body cam footage that I was provided, he didn't activate his body cam. So I go file a complaint on him when he did activate his body cam. The reason they decided that they didn't want to give it to me is because they made up some policy that said we don't have to release any administrative process talk or strategic talk. So in all of our new body cam law about officers having body cam, they forgot to say that you can't just go make up your own damn policies that keep you from having to release the footage to the public. So Inglewood's got this hokey ass policy that says if we're talking about something administrative, we don't have to release it. Bullshit. So I went through this huge rigmarole already with Inglewood over that body cam footage. Got in a big fight over that. Met with the city manager, met with command staff at Inglewood, and they're like, no, oh well, that's just us. But you know why they didn't want to release it? The bottom line is because the cop was talking shit about me. He was talking shit about me to the librarian. This happened a couple years ago. Well, it was a year ago, this past Christmas, when MLH and I went into that library to use it. And I was told that I had to wear a mask to use the library. I said, no, I'm not wearing a mask. That's my choice. I'm not wearing a mask. So she calls the cops. The cops show up, actually did a good job. The two cops that were there, for whatever reason, they decided to call a supervisor. The supervisor shows up, and he's the one, whoever that sergeant was that day, I can't even remember. He's the one that was talking shit with the librarian. So I did a body cam request for that footage. I only paid $25 for that, but they cut off half the footage and didn't even tell me that. It's never ending. So the body cam thing in Colorado, it's turning into a huge flop and a moneymaker. Okay. For entities, $150 for literally 5 minutes worth of body cam footage. because that's the technology I have to work with. So it's going to be rare that you're going to see people getting a hold of body cam footage here in Colorado, and that's a problem because we need that. We really need that. What's going on here in chat? Sheridan is the worst. My shop was across the street, north of there. Old Inglewood Fire Station. Sheridan's a bad, bad place. Some dude got a ticket for an illegal U-turn. He's in here with his parents. All these kids in this courtroom tonight. Boom, 150 bucks, 150 bucks, 150 bucks. And every single one of them, the judge, you need to go to Sloan's driving school. So we need to go investigate Sloan's driving school. They have some kind of special arrangement with this judge, with the city of Sheridan. Everybody goes to Sloan's driving school when you get any kind of ticket in Sheridan. And then you pay to go to Sloan's driving school, right? We know what's going on here. You get it. I'm sure there's some nepotism involved in there. So at any rate, that's what went down in Sheridan tonight. We are going to have a gathering on Monday here in Sheridan. I'm not going to tell you all the details here because if whoever's going to murder me that day, I don't want to make it easy for them. So email me and I'll let you know once you confirm your identity and send me a scanned photo ID with your social security number. I'll let you know what all the details are of the plan on Monday. But at any rate, the city council meeting is Monday. The study session starts at 6 o'clock, and that's when you can sign up for public comment. Okay, on Monday. I asked the clerk today, what's the actual defined process for signing up for public comment? When the doors open. So the doors open at 6 o'clock here at the Sheridan Municipal Center in Sheridan, Colorado. So you can sign up to make public comment. And Jenna, the clerk, told me that it's been tradition that if you are here, you make public comment first, and those online make public comment second, which is interesting because nobody got to make public comment that was online at the last meeting. And remember, City Council has shortened their public comment time to 30 minutes because they're not going to sit here and listen to the people. That's not their job. Okay? Their job is to protect Dev. Everybody, listen, this story about Devin Granberry. So I did a records request, and I asked the clerk for email communication between Martinez and Granberry. And Martinez has a nickname for Devin, and it's Dev. Hey, Dev. Yeah, sending him emails. Thanks, Dev. Hey, Dev, can we meet? Hey, Dev. Dev. Martinez, Jeffrey Martinez, the chief of police, the fuck up from Denver that's over here at Sheridan, has a relationship with Devin Granberry, the city manager, on the level of, hey, Dev, exclamation point. So in today's other live stream we did, where we went and saw Deborah in the photo radar van, Deborah does Dev, okay? That's the new hashtag. We've got hashtag Martinez does Tinder, or yeah, I know some of you want Grindr, so whatever. Hashtag Martinez does Tinder, Grindr, whatever you prefer. Hashtag Deb does Dev. Deborah Swenson, the photo van operator, works for Devin Granberry. Hashtag Deb does Deb. Okay? So if you want to, yeah, shirts, whatever, whoever's up for it, let's go. So Monday, Sheridan City Council, DMA and I are slated to be murdered, and our house is burned down. So we want to make sure we're live streaming. We want to see you guys come out here. We're going to eat. We're going to feed our homeless friends who will be aware. We'll have food going out to them as well. So come be a part of the action, okay? There will be civil protest and redress, like, hey, fuck you. It's civil. It's offensive speech. It's polarizing speech. And it's very, very necessary. So if you want to make a sign, hey, you guys, Monday's the day, okay? So at any rate, I'm going to check out. It's time for me to go eat some dinner. And thank you for these super chats in here tonight, you guys. I apologize. AQI, thank you very much. That $5 is going to go towards food on Monday. And you remember that Halloween party we had? Mexican Free Press. I will be there in March for sure. I'll fly into Denver. I'll keep you posted. Got it. Thank you very much. Whoever wants to fly on in here on Monday. Chalk, you know, Bokomo, that's, I like chalk. Chalk is good. Don't eat the chalk. Chalk is good. Yeah, cheap flights to Denver on Monday, Sunday. Let me know. And, let's make a little drive first. Make sure I get out of here now. All these stupid little bitch cops out here in the parking lot. For everyone else's safety, right? Uh-huh. Yeah, you bet. Fucking little bitches. Somebody made a comment on my last live stream that I'm a sexual pervert. I thought that was good. And my response to that was, well, perversion is only acceptable if it's done by government with a smile on their face behind closed doors. That kind of perversion, it's not sexual in nature to rape people for money. I mean, why would that ever happen? I love how people are fine with government being the one to do it. If government's doing it, it's acceptable, right? I think this is a cop up here, by the way. There was a case in there tonight, in that courtroom. This fucker is on my ass. You know what? How about you just fucking go around, fucker? Wow. There was this case in there tonight, this woman. So much shoplifting in Sheridan. Remember that shopping center we were at? We talked about half of that being Sheridan's jurisdiction and some of it's being Inglewood's jurisdiction. If that judge had a brain, which he doesn't, he's got one, but it's shrunk a little bit. It's struggling. So there was this woman in there with a baby. And she'd gotten busted for shoplifting at Target. And instead of connecting her with all of these resources that are supposed to be available through this Tri-City Homelessness Initiative. The judge didn't ask her a single question. He stared at her and looked her up and down and hammered her with a huge fine and restitution. She owes like $600 and she has to have it paid tonight. And if she can't pay it tonight, she has to state on the record that she needs a stay. And he'll give her till March 9th to pay $600. Okay. This guy's an idiot. She's not going to pay it. She's got a baby. She's there on the record stating that she can't afford to live. No, going and shoplifting is not the answer. But let's problem solve so she doesn't become a victim of the courts of Sheridan, because that's exactly what's going to happen. So, you know, instead of getting to the root of the problem, to understand what's going on there, he just hammered her. You really won't see that going on in higher level courts. That's why they are holding special courts to address these social issues. But not this guy. He likes to humiliate. He had a couple people in front of him, a couple other people in front of him tonight that were trying to explain. And he said, I don't want to hear it. I'm going to treat you like everybody else. I mean, this guy is on... This is like a movie. It was wild. It was really, really wild. And we just sat and observed, made our notes. It was me, Johnny Bravo, and his brother Zach, who, by the way, needed accommodations in that courtroom simply for hearing. We asked, and he was denied. That won't happen at a higher level court either. So Sheridan just committed another ADA violation. You have to get pretty serious as the person that was denied in filing your complaints. They'll be addressed, but you have to be the one to do it. I hate... Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. But you got to get aggressive. When you need accommodations and you ask for them, simple hearing accommodations. We're back. Sorry about that. My point is, when you ask for simple hearing accommodations in a courtroom and you're told no, you really should push that. No, that was just my phone holder. Sorry. So anyway, we're just observing these court cases, and they have a lull. They have a break, I guess. They didn't have their shit together and didn't have the rest of the cases in the courtroom. And the judge looks at me, looks at us, says, do you have any questions? And Johnny Bravo asked a question about this restitution case that he was trying to either set a $10,000 amount on. It was crazy. And so he asked him about setting restitution, and the judge launches into, well, that's what happens when you don't have insurance. And I won't fine that much when you go to district and county court, you know, they'll fine you a lot more money, and I don't do that here. Okay, that's not even what he asked. This guy, he can't hear. His mind is not all there. And this city council just renewed his contract. This guy's been there since 1974. So then he looks at me and says again, do you have any questions? I said, no. And I just sat there because I didn't want to talk to him. I wanted to talk to his court clerk administrator who I'd talked to earlier. I wanted her to tell me what she had found out about this order because she said she was going to research it. I didn't even want to engage with this judge. And she's the one that prompted me, the court clerk administrator, and said, you could go ahead and ask him. I said, okay, well, I'm curious about your order downstairs that's next to the police department window on the wall. Yeah, that's my order, and there'll be no cameras in my courtroom, and that's because I'm the judge. I said, sir, no, that's not what I was at. And his court clerk administrator, no, she's asking about the order with the weapons. I mean, she's having to talk that loud to him. She's sitting right next to him. The guy can't fucking hear. I'm talking loud, and he's talking about cameras, and I'm talking about weapons. And so he was confused anyway to begin with what the question even was. And so I explained it very clearly, and he said, yep, I wrote that. You won't bring anything in this building or in this courtroom. I said, okay, well, with all due respect, is your authority over the courtroom or the entire building? It's where I want it. I'm the judge. Okay, sir, is that in the city charter? Where is that written? Where's your authority? I mean, if you're going to tell me that you have the authority, all I'm asking for is for you to back that up. You want to go to jail? You know what? I'll throw you in jail for contempt. Okay, well, maybe you need to retire then. I'm going to tell you right now, you better think long and hard about what you're going to say next, because I'll throw you in jail for 60 days and there will be no bond. So I'm going to suggest you leave. Meanwhile, his aide is over here hollering, you need to leave. You're disrupting court. Johnny and I and Zach are kind of looking around. I said, well, let's go. And that court clerk administrator was looking at me like it was the craziest shit. It was the craziest shit. Sheridan cops would have frickin' jumped on that in a heartbeat. I don't have time to do 60 days in jail. So we left. And that's when we started the live stream. So that's what went down tonight. Empty. I don't need to watch what I say. You can't hear me anyway. And he did repeatedly. I can't hear you. Speak up. Speak in the microphone. He doesn't have a microphone. The guy's slurring his words. He's not even using the right words in the right order in complete sentences. He has no clue what the fuck's going on. Everything's done by paper. They're making everybody hand their phone to the judge to show them their proof of insurance. People, listen to me. This digital thing is fantastic. You can have your insurance right there on your phone. Don't hand your phone to any government official ever to show them any document. You hold your own damn phone and you blow up the screen for the person, and if they can't fucking see it, that's too damn bad. Even better, just print a copy, okay? Don't hand your phone over to a judge. I couldn't even believe what I was watching. And they had this woman's phone. She just handed it over, stood there, looked around, had her hands in her pocket. The clerk's looking at the phone, trying to figure out, oh, is this valid? And they're fucking with her phone up there on the bench. I was like, is this really happening? Just show the judge proof of insurance. Could I lock my car and drive away? I did drive away. So, at any rate, I'm going to keep driving. Tracy, thanks for being in here. I appreciate it. Indiana Auditor, thank you for being in here. All my other mods. Johnny McLeod, thank you very much. I'm not going to run for office. That would be a colossal waste of time. You can't clean house when we are in a mob rule democracy. Okay. I would get a microphone, but yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to do a lot with it. Clinton, thank you very, very much for being in here. Irish Rover wants to see me wearing an ankle monitor every day of my life for whatever reason. Not gonna happen. I see you, Irish Rover. Thank you very much. Heather Holt, thanks for popping back in. It's really good to see you. I know you were on a little break there for a little bit. If you guys want to donate to the nonprofit, all the ways to donate are in the About section. Either way, we're going to have a good gathering on Monday, reminiscent of our Halloween party with some extra peaceful protest, redress, and outreach to the homeless community. Okay? Andrew, thanks for being in here. Good to see you. Army Vet Rights Defender, there he is. He'll be there on Monday. Army Vet Rights Defender has that little tiny video interaction on his channel that I tried to request the body cam footage on. So if you want to see that, please go to his channel, okay? And look at that. And show me, tell me how that could possibly cost $150 to get that body cam footage. Helping Hands for Dignity Coalition received $103.98 from my Smile. Probably not $103. That's the total. Radio Nerd, thank you very much. And by the way, if you don't already know, Amazon is discontinuing Amazon Smiles on February 20th. So, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. 0.5% of your purchases go to the nonprofit. So if you need to make some big, heavy, massive purchases on Amazon, please go to Amazon Smiles and connect your account to my nonprofit, Helping Hands for Dignity Coalition. Bye, Mexican Free Press. You have a great evening as well. And make your orders before February 20th, because after February 20th, Amazon Smiles is no more. Okay? Johnny Bravo's in here. Thank you for being in here. Andrew, you've never heard of us talking about Amazon Smiles in all of this? We've been talking about Amazon Smiles for quite a few months now. And it's in the About section of my channel. But it is going away February 20th. So please order away. Yes, Donamo, that is correct. I'm going to stop by Amazon if that's true, because I bought a lot from them to go to your organization. Yeah, Don, I really appreciate that. Amazon is really convenient. A lot of you have done some wonderful charitable giving by having hand warmers, blankets, socks, wonderful things shipped right to the nonprofit address. And I don't want to discourage people from doing that, because you can get good pricing doing that. Yes, it's unfortunate. Amazon says that they're going to move into other charitable giving avenues. One of them, I guess, is housing. Who knows if that's true or not. I think this is more of an effort for Amazon to get away from giving to nonprofits that it doesn't want to. So it's just going to cut everybody out. Yeah, it's shitty. We could go on and on about where to shop, you know, where not to shop, on and on and on. But it is what it is. I don't have time to take on that endeavor. We just have to keep moving forward. So all right, y'all. Thank you for being in here. We'll see you Monday. Okay? Thanks, guys.